Now let us discuss about the third characteristic features of development. The third characteristic features is that people look for mixed goals. Now what is that? Beside income is very important and that comes under materialistic things. But beside income, there are other factors also which are equally important. People also seek things like equal treatment, freedom, security, respect of others, they resent discrimination. So all these comes under non-materialistic things, but they are equally important. All these are important goals. In fact, the quality of life of a person depends upon non-materialistic things also. If we get materialistic and non-materialistic things, that can improve the quality of life. So in order to understand that how important is the non-materialistic things, I'll quote one example. Like, if a person gets a job far off place, before accepting it he will try to consider many factors apart from income, such as other facilities for his family, working condition, working atmosphere, other opportunity to learn. In another case, a person may have got a job which is paying him enough money, high income, but he is not getting other facilities. So a person may not accept the job because he is considering both the materialistic and non-materialistic things, because he wants job security also. So we have seen that there are these two factors are very important, that is the materialistic and non-materialistic things, to determine the life of a person, in to improve the quality of life. Similarly, even women also, when they are working outside, they prefer to work in those places, those organizations where they can get respect, security, safety. Then only they accept such jobs. So we have seen that people are looking for mixed goals, that is materialistic and non-materialistic. Now we come to the next topic, what is national development. Now what is national development? National development means development of a nation. But what are the factors which can lead to national development? In order to understand that, first let us talk about what is national income. National income is sum total of income of all the citizens of the country over a given period of time. So total income is the national income of a country. So it is very important that when we talk about national development, again people may have different notions of development. Just we have read in our previous topic that different people, different goals. Even for countries' development also, people may have different notions of development. Some may feel that setting up of more industries can lead development of the nation. Some may think that agricultural sector should be given more priority, more investment should be there in the agricultural sector, that can lead to the development. Some may feel that tackling of unemployment, poverty and other problems can lead to the development of a nation. So all these points are very relevant. But these points, it is very clear that individual people may have different notions. Even when they talk about country's development, they may have different idea about development. Now in this topic we are also going to see how the countries are classified. So on the basis of we know that there are modern countries are divided into developed and developing countries. So we will try to understand that how these countries are classified, and that is, one is World Bank's classification and another is UNDP's classification. These two also we are going to take in much detail. But let us know how to compare the countries. When we just take one example, in the school, in a classroom, often we compare the students. Now we have to, whenever we are comparing, we have to find out the purpose and the criteria, because we choose debate club, we form debate club, quiz club, sports club, music club. So we have to see the interest of the children, and accordingly they are chosen and they are kept in that particular group. Now, sometimes we see the overall development of the child. So, the report card is giving the clear picture of overall development or all round development of a child, whether it is academics or non-academics. So this is one of the thing which you also come across. So now we are not talking about how to make groups in the class on the basis of their intelligence or on the basis of their interest, but here we are going to talk and discuss about how we can what are the factors we will consider in order to classify the countries. So one way of comparing the countries that is being given by the World Bank is the income criteria. Now, income may what we do, we sum total of income of all the people living in a country is the national income, and by seeing the income of a country. But total income is not such an useful measure, since countries have different population. Like in India, we have large population, so the national income will also be more. But a country like Switzerland, like Maldives, the population is very less, so their total income will be less. So comparing total income will not give us what an average person is likely to earn. So this is the drawback of total income. So we come to average income. Now what is average income? Average income is considered in order to classify the economies of the country. So average income is the total income of the country divided by total population. That gives us average income. That is also called as per capita income. All these are very important from your examination point of view. Now World Bank, now who has given this classification? It is the World Bank. In World Development Report 2006, it is brought out by the World Bank, this criteria, income criteria, to classify the country. Now that datas are very much not updated. The old datas are here. According to that, 2006 it was brought up, and countries, according to 2004 datas, countries with per capita income of rupees 4,53,000 per annum and above in 2004 are called the rich countries, and those with per capita income of 37,000 or less are called the low income countries. Now, India comes in the category of low income countries because its per capita income according to 2004 was just rupees 28,000. So, the countries having more income are considered the developed nations of the world. Now, children, you should update your these datas. If you can new book, if you get a new book, you can get the new datas. Otherwise, you, even if you are mentioning these datas, then you have to mention the year. Now in recent times, that is in 2019, countries are classified as high income group. It means and then upper middle income group, lower middle income group, and lower income group. So higher income groups, the income is 12,375 US dollar. Upper middle class 3,996 US dollar, and lower middle class 1,026 US dollar, and below that is the lower income countries. So India comes under lower middle income group. Now we are going to take our next topic in my next class.